All right, Mile High APIC. We are here at Presbyterian St. Luke's in Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children, and I am here this morning with one of our contractors, Denny Radford. And Denny, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Denny Radford from Vertex. We've got several projects going on here in PSLs, other hospitals around the area.
Well, thank you so much for being generous. I promise I'm shameless in asking for your time this morning, but hopefully it won't be too painful. I wrote down a few questions for Denny to please answer for us, so we'll go ahead and get that kicked off. My first question for you is, from your perspective, how involved is IP in your hospital construction jobs?
As involved as any of our subcontractors, we have to, or more, we have to start from the beginning before we even start the project and get with IP. And any time during the project that we're changing or manipulating the containment, we have to get with IP. So 150% of the time, I would say.
So we become good friends while we have projects going on at PSL. And Denny, what is Vertex right now doing in our facility? How many projects do we have going on?
We have two that are active. However, one of them, which is the cath lab, is extensive, that goes outside, down in the basement, everywhere in the building. So, and we have the CT over in the Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children that we're renovating that one for Michelle and her crew over there. So that one is, containment is up, and we're going to start finish this next week. And the ones over here, we're putting in the biplane machine over in the cath lab, and hopefully going to be setting a air handler next Wednesday.
So these are really busy guys. They're all over the place in our facility. Sometimes I joke that they actually live here. They're kind of like Tom Hanks in The Terminal. Like, they just spend hours a day here at our facility, and we're really grateful. That in mind, I know there are some challenges we face in a building as old as PSL, and in conjunction, it's also a hospital, a healthcare facility. What would you say some of those challenges are?
Trying to get containment in an area that's in one of the older sections, which is B building or C building, C I believe being the oldest. The containment above the ceiling is pretty hard to accomplish, and we have to get certain on our manometers, we have to get certain pressures, and sometimes that's very difficult to do. However, over time, and with the good people that we have, we tend to get that taken care of.
Denny's a diplomatic man. He's being kind. Some of his containments are very, very difficult to achieve, but they get it done for us. So what are some of the products or tools that you use to help build those containments?
We use panels that are made out of coroplast and metal that have sliding tops that we can slide up to a ceiling. Several different clips that we have that go to the ceiling grid or to the panels. We use blue tape to tape to any surface that we don't want to damage, and then we put the vinyl tape over that. And then we use regular coroplast panels plus plastic on above ceilings. The above ceilings is by far the hardest, and that's where the plastic and the coroplast and anything that we have to do that's typically C and B building is really tough.
Yeah, it is, and it's an ongoing project, guys. At Presbyterian St. Luke's, we do ICRA rounds once a week, where we're coming out with our plant operations, our construction teams. Everyone kind of comes together once a week to examine those containments. That tape is always a moving target. We're always having to kind of touch things up. It's not a one and done sort of situation. We're always reevaluating. Denny's team, you'll hear me talk in the presentation about manometers. Denny's team uses this cool system called OmniSense, where we are constantly monitoring negative pressures, and at any given time, infection prevention can log in and take a quick look on where we are with negative air pressures. And that's a really great tool for us. So if your hospital or your contractor that you're working with has that tool available, that's one of the really cool things about working with your team, and we kind of always have access. I can look at it from home whenever I need. All right, my last question. Why is it important for construction teams and infection prevention to have a good working relationship?
I don't really know how we could accomplish our goal without that. You know, we are very fortunate here that we have a great team with Vertex and a great relationship with everybody at IP. So if we didn't have that relationship, I think it would be more of a just a point and shoot, like you got to get this done. Whereas now I can call up anybody in IIP and say, hey, could you come meet me for 5 minutes and just go over something that we got to plan for next week so that we're ahead of the game. And I think without that relationship, you don't get that response.
Denny, thank you so much
Thank you.
for your time. Hopefully it wasn't too painful for you. We're really
Awesome.
grateful.
Very good.
Denny's awesome to work with. Vertex is awesome to work with. And that's a little bit about how construction works in a hospital.
Thank
So
you.
thanks, guys. And thank you, Denny.
Thank you.
Denny for president. Woohoo. Okay, bye.